Welcome to part 26 of my AI video editor series. I said at the end of part 25 that was it, but just like the Rolling Stones, it's never too late for another comeback. So I wanted to put in YouTube publishing, and I thought, screw it, let's record it. Let's add part 26 and show you how we're going to do YouTube publishing. So this is the PRD. We'll read through that in a second. You can see I'm publishing all this videos in the series. You will be way ahead if you've watched this. I'm up to part 7. I've got a problem with part 8. You'll already know about that if you've watched all the series. But over here in the front end, what I'm finding as I'm using this is it's just a little cumbersome, especially because I'm uploading so many videos to keep copying from here and figuring out what time and day the videos are going to go out. And this is part of the thing with this, because I can now produce and edit video so quickly, I can publish daily. So I'm queuing up content days in advance with this tool. And so what I want this tool to do is be able to take care of the YouTube publishing. Now, before I started this, I thought I'd want a calendar. So I thought I'd want a Capca or Hootsuite or one of these other social media scheduling SaaS products where they're really just giving you a calendar and you go, oh, Tuesday I'll upload this, Wednesday I'll upload this, Thursday I'll upload this. That's not what I want. I'm building up like a buffer of content, and essentially I have a rule that I think most other content creators would have, which is I'm going to publish this amount of content per week. So for me, I'm aiming to do 1 long video a day. That'll probably slow down. And then because I can get so many shorts out of this, like 3 shorts a day. So rather than having a calendar, what I want is for my platform here to go, okay, when's the last video I've got scheduled to publish? So let's look at YouTube now. So you can see here I've got 4 videos queued up, ready to go. So it's Feb 28th. This one's just gone out. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 queued up. So the next one I want to publish, I want going out on the 5th and then the 6th. So what I want this platform to do is go, give me a publish button, and then I go, yeah, you're going to put it on the 5th, boom, go. Same for the shorts, but like every 8 hours. So it would just read the shorts and go, okay, you've got your shorts end in 16 hours. We'll do one in 24 hours, and so on and so forth. That's how I'm thinking about it. I've done some research. I'm pretty sure you can do this with YouTube. And then maybe I'll do this with TikTok as well. I don't know if their API would let me do what I want to do in terms of this kind of build up the queue, build up the stack scheduling, but that's the goal. So I've written a PRD for this. Having just explained it, I don't really need to read through this with you. It's going to use YouTube's data API, so there's going to be some authentication and mucking around. And then I'm just describing how I expect this to work from user's perspective, where publish is going to go. And then I spotted a edge case or use case with, obviously, if it's looking at what videos I've got, I may not actually have any scheduled in the future. So I would want it to go, oh, okay, publish now, versus queue it up for a day's time, 2 days time, etc. And then the same thing for the shorts. And then just trying to get a nice bit of UI, progress bar for upload, that kind of thing. And obviously suck in all the metadata that it's created. So title, description. One thing I've just thought about is obviously there's options for the title. So one change I'm going to make is just say defaulting to hours from with the metadata produced by generated content and the thumbnail. The publishing UI should let me select from options, title options, To publish, I think that's it. There's only one description. I'll just accept that. And that's pretty much it. So that's the PRD. I'm going to zoom out. Actually, we can stay zoomed in. So we'll pop Claude in plan mode, analyze this requirement. Away she goes. While that's having a think, and I've noticed in the last couple of days, Claude is taking a while to think. Let me talk about a couple of things I've done since the end of part 25. A lot of cleanup. So a lot of bits in the code, like renaming files. So the files have a nice naming standard. I've actually been doing this more on my PC, which is literally in front of me behind this laptop. Because the PC's got the NVIDIA card, so that's what I've been using to churn through all the videos. I've done a whole restructuring, so like the code base doesn't have any of the folders in it anymore. They are all in a separate folder, and then my end file just points to that folder and it reads the whole thing in. But everything's in there. The config you've seen many times, the drop zone. Logs for each video. I can go in and go, what the hell happened if there's a bug. Ready's just a folder. That's a spare folder. It's nothing to do with it, really. The workspace you've seen many times, and the archive. So all of that's now separate, and then I've needed to get that separate. So on my PC, I can actually get it on a drive I've got with 1 terabyte of space for it. And why do I need that? So one thing I've changed as well is the FFmpeg encoding that's happening on all these kind of intermediary files, like when it splits the screen and when it recomposes and when it's doing zoom and pan on the shorts and all that. Even though I tried to mitigate it, there were too many encoding passes. And I forget exactly what Claude said, but re-encoding with H.264 is going to degrade the quality, and it's actually slower. So the whole pipeline goes in ProRes 4222, I think is the codec, and that actually speeds up the video encoding. So the pipeline speeds up in terms of processing, but the trade-off is the files are absolutely enormous. So like a minute of video is a gigabyte of space. So you can imagine I'm dealing with like 30, 40-minute videos. So I'm dealing with like 30, 40 gigabyte files for the intermediary footage. And sometimes there's more than one. So, you know, a single video could chew up 120 gig just in process. But it lets the pipeline tear through it and it keeps the quality high. So I was like, okay, I know I've kind of been optimizing all throughout the series for it having this trade-off, this balance between speed and file size. But ultimately, it's not like I'm going to be babysitting this. It's going to run and just go, hey, ding, Chris, I'm finished. Do you want to publish the stuff? So if it chews up 150 gig and then immediately deletes it, fine. So that's another thing. All these temporary files get deleted. So some I delete early before I do the archive, just to conserve the disk space. Yeah, so those are some little tweaks on the UI. You know, just little things like getting a thumbnail and if it's available. I think that's it. So nothing major, certainly nothing complex that you wouldn't be able to do yourself if you had watched every video in this series so far. So Claude's having to think about YouTube. Let us see what it thinks. Good Lord, this is huge. Okay, let's give it extra space so we can have a good read. Pipeline already generates final video titles, description, thumbnail, shorts candidates. User needs to publish these directly. Front-end UI. This requires OAuth, channel video listings, smart scheduling logic, and resumable video upload with progress tracking. Scope, new YouTube tab, shorts tab extended, reusable upload progress component, backend YouTube router, yep, OAuth video listing upload, config additions, architecture decisions, Auth, backend handles all YouTube Auth, stores tokens in credentials. Okay, that's interesting. So I've renamed configuration. Where's it found that from? Yeah, there aren't any more references to configuration. It's out of date on the context. That's fine. Front end only calls backend endpoints. Upload approach, backend manages the resumable upload. Google API Python client. Front end polls, standard stuff. This avoids cause issues and keeps credentials server side. Don't really care. Scheduling, find the latest published at amongst all widescreen. At offset, shorts, find the latest published at among all vertical shorts channels. All comparisons use UTC, fine. Files to modify, config, there is no config. Backend, it's got the idea. Like, this isn't actually that complex. The auth I'm not going to worry about. Oh, that's interesting. So it can see the configuration. It's got the right configuration there. So it's contradicted itself in the plan. Video listing, max 50 results. Yeah, this is what I was worried. So YouTube don't tell you whether the videos are short or not. So it's just, you have to do, okay, is it wider than 60 seconds or is the aspect ratio not 9:16? So it's figured that out. Upload, chunk size. Yep. Yeah, it's nailed it. Front end. I'm going to read through all this because there was a couple where I read through quickly because I was paranoid it was boring and then it made mistakes. So I'm going to read through all this. Okay, interesting. On mount. Status, if not authenticated, show connect to YouTube. Awesome. If authenticated, fetch video. Radio buttons for titles to select. Great. Publish. Disabled if no final video, no thumbnail, no content. Looks good. Shorts tab extensions per candidate. Yep, awesome. It's spotted that. Same auth check. Suggest publish date. Upload progress. Poll. Same kind of thing. Client, YouTube methods, scheduling logic, front end. So this isn't really scheduling. It's more just because it's not like this is gonna hold any videos. It's relying on the scheduling in YouTube. There's not an intermediary SaaS that's going, oh, I'll upload tomorrow for you. It's happening as soon as it publishes, which is cool, really. Because if YouTube didn't let you do that, then I would have to build some kind of service to go, oh, it's 8 AM, I need to publish a video, which would be a pain, more complex. I may have to do that for LinkedIn, TikTok, not sure. Publish blocking conditions, verification, notes, open questions. Google Cloud Project plus credentials. User will need to create Google Cloud Project, enable YouTube Data API, and download client secrets and JSON to configuration. I have that because I happen to own a product that uses a Google Cloud Project and the YouTube Data API. It's called toolongdidn'tview.com. Check it out on my channel. Quota. YouTube Data API has a daily quota. Well familiar with this. Video uploads cost 1,600 units each. Did not know that. Interesting. So I'm not actually going to be able to slam more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 a day. Yeah, because there's, I don't know whether that quota includes calling the list API. I know all about this as well, having built Too Long Didn't View. Yeah, they're very, very tight with their quotas. So I'm only going to be able to queue up maybe 3, 4 a day. So that's really just the video and the shorts. That's kind of annoying. Not the end of the world, though. Okay, Google Cloud, that's easy. Quota, covered that. Secrets location, YouTube client secrets. I'm going to create that, put that in there. I'll pause the video to do that, and then... Okay, That's my Auth credentials. Not going to open it. We've leaked one API key on screen. I don't need to do another. Suffice to say, I've got a video for how to set up a Google Cloud project and create those credentials as part of Too Long Didn't View. So if you search my channel for Google Cloud or Google Auth credentials, you'll find that video. I go through it end to end because you need to do it to use Too Long Didn't View. So that's what that's about. That just lets my app authenticate with YouTube on my behalf. So, having got distracted, there was one thing I was thinking that it might do well to know. Is it something that can be refactored afterwards? Okay, we'll let it go. I know what this is going to create. Like I've written this code manually, so I know what YouTube's API is like. I know what YouTube's API is like. I know the hoops this is going to have to jump through. So, excuse me. It's not going to be complex stuff. It's API calls and a bit of UI. It's simple stuff. So when this first runs, there might be a bit of back and forth with my Google Cloud account. In fact, I can already think of something. I haven't added YouTube's data API permissions to the OAuth credentials, which is easy. Again, that's in that video I talk about because you need to do it for Too Long Didn't View if you use that. So that's all covered in that. So whenever I need to pause and look at credentials, I'll go and set that up. I'll get an error anyway on the front end, and then that should be good. So while this is having a thinky, let me show you YouTube data API. This is what so if you go to guides and reference is kind of more useful. Like this is everything you can do in YouTube. So Too Long Didn't View uses this API, mainly like search, playlist, channels. But this will use publish. Forget where that is. It's probably videos. Yeah, update and insert. So doing a publish is doing an insert on a video. There's some frustrating things in their API. They used to include like likes and subscriber counts and stuff like that, and then they took it away because they realized people were just slamming it to write social media services and things like that. And then, as I said before, the quotas are pretty harsh. And if you search Reddit for how do I increase my YouTube data quota, it's mostly people saying, yeah, I submitted a request, filled out a massive form with everything Google asked for, and I'm still waiting to hear back from them 2 years later. So not a reliable API. Okay. Claude has got a plan. It's got a bunch to build. I'm going to pause. No need to wait through all this getting built. And I'll pick up when we have something to show. Okay, it is done. Let's see what it says. What was implemented? New router with 8 endpoints. Yep. Config. Where the hell is that config file? There is no added. How? You haven't, there's no config file there. Unless it's actually correctly put it in here, which is where it should be. Yes, it has. It's got, that underscore has changed, so it's got itself confused. Front end, we'll take a look at that in a sec. Prerequisite, you need that in there, and then restart your server. Okay. I need to rename the key. Oh, no, I don't. I've named it correctly. My concern is I don't think it'll actually work. I think YouTube will need some prodding to get it working, but we shall see. One thing I'm going to get this to do before we go any further. Actually, let's take a look. We'll take a look and then I'll start telling it to do more work. So we've got a new backend endpoint here. It's going to need a pip install as well. So let's just start. Yeah, so actually, having said that, it doesn't reference YouTube there. Yeah, Google OAuth credential. Let's just run it and wait for the errors. Go. So YouTube, connect YouTube. Click. Doesn't do anything. Failed to load the resource. Server responded with status 404 not found. Failed to get YouTube auth URL error API server URL. Here we go. There's the error on the back end. No module named. Please pip install the back end pendies. Getting an error. No need for me to think about it. We'll shut that down while it's having a think. What I was thinking before I started this up, see what I mean, was getting to add logging, which we may need, but that error on the front end was kind of useful. It was enough for me to be able to tell, yeah, back end's failing. Doesn't surprise me. So that's saying Google Python packages have installed. Let's try again. YouTube connect. Oh, access block. This app's request is invalid. Redirect URI mismatch. Let's do that again. Getting this. No. Getting this error from YouTube. What should I configure? Google Cloud Auth credentials with for the URI. So I knew what this would be. So what happens with OAuth is it's like a handshake. The back end says to YouTube, hey, someone wants to log in. YouTube goes, cool. Tell them to open this pop-up, launch this pop-up, and we'll guide them through login. So you guys will have seen this many times when you sign into apps. Part of what the backend has to send is, hey, when the user is done with this little login pop-up, send them back here. So whatever URL you specify has to match what's in your credentials, which I've got up here. I'm not going to show you them. Again, all this is covered in that Google Cloud credential. So when I set it up, you can see here, localhost 8000 API /v1 /YouTube /auth /callback. So this is the URL in my web server. So that's our API. So I need to go post that in. I actually put in localhost 8000. I didn't know what that bit was going to be. I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to do that, and then we'll try again. Okay, set that up. Let's try again. I'm still not mega confident. I'm signing in as me, the channel owner. Okay, and that's my channel. Access block. AI video editor has not completed the Google verification. Yeah, so that's fine. So when I created the app, I said it's a test app. All I need to do is go in and add my email address as a test user, and then it will let me in. I'm going to pause the video again, do that, and then okay, test user added. I'm going to try it a third time. And probably not the last. Yeah, that's a bit better. Continue. There you go. Select what AI video editor can access. So this is what I named it in Google Cloud, because I haven't got a better name for it. Make sure you trust AI video. Internal server error. Okay, this is good. So this is called back to us. That means the authentication was actually successful. There's probably going to be an error. Here it is. Whoa, that's a big call stack. Okay, I copy all that. Wowzers. Missing code verifier. YouTube auth flow now works, but the callback route through an error. Go. We are 67% through context, which is not insignificant, but Claude will auto-compact. I had a really long session with it to fix all the FFmpeg encoding to the ProRes. It found a few bugs. Oh, come on. PKCE. I had exactly the same thing with Too Long Didn't View. It did exactly the same thing with the PKCE thing. Good news is I've set up the Auth correct. So it's just a back-end change, so we're going to need to shut down. I thought it got stuck, but it looks like it's finished. Let's try again. Unfortunately, we're going to have to go through the Auth flow for the 27th time. Give it a refresh. YouTube, connect. This stuff again. New. Check the boxes. New. Excellent. It worked. Oh. Okay. So you imagine I've just done this video and I'm like, yeah, it's cool. It's ready to go. There's my thumbnail. Not sure how big this one is. Because what I don't want to do is wait for this to upload and find it doesn't work. So I'm going to try it on the shorts first. It's the same kind of thing. So you can see each of the shorts has got this little publish thing here. I'm going to click it and see what happens. It's working. Upload to YouTube. Now, I'm going to need to immediately delete this because anyone on YouTube that's looking at my channel is going to be thinking, what the hell is he publishing? Get this over here. Still uploading. That's cool. So having the progress bar, and you can see like this will be like 20 meg, this short, and that's still taking a while. I don't know what's going on with my internet. So yeah, I wasn't going to make you wait for the full thing, and we'll end it here. So I won't bother uploading the long video, but we will test the scheduling. So there we go. Uploaded view. Go over here, refresh. I can't see it. What the heck? Where's the video? Does it put it on the right channel? Private. Well, that's a wrinkle. That's very interesting. So it's uploaded a video, but we have no idea where it's uploaded to. What frickin' channel have I just uploaded the video to? I'm assuming I clicked the right one. And it's not on one of my other accounts. I'm going to pause and go and do a little investigation. Okay, I was looking at another account of mine to see if it had put it on that. I can't find it. So I have no idea where this video is published to. It's still not appearing on my channel. So this is a mystery. I'm looking at the code. So YouTube published short. Build YouTube service, get video path. It did all that fine because it uploaded it, starts a thread. I assume that has the callback that gives the progress to the UI. The progress to the UI says to me, yes, we're receiving the video. And indeed it gave an ID because that link is definitely a valid YouTube ID. So YouTube has received it on some channel. A couple of weird things. Status, privacy status, private if body published at, else public. So I don't know whether this is a YouTube convention. So I don't understand if that's the way you're supposed to do publish in the future. We'll assume it is. And then publish main, same thing. Now, what I want to do is log out the channel details. So when this does a list, yeah, here. So you see this YouTube list video. So this is correct, right? YouTube search list for mine equals true, which means it's going to go, hey, get my videos. Now, there's another parameter where you can throw in the channel ID. Not sure. So what I'll do here, the response will have the channel ID in. If I do that, I think that works. And then as soon as I load the page, we should see a dump of the response to that call. I assume the credentials will catch. Yes, they do. Schedule published. This is interesting as well, because that is after my last video, which is on the 4th. So what have we got here? Here you go. And D tag search result ID kind video. So it's bringing back the video that has just published. I thought that would have the channel ID in it, but it doesn't. So what I'm going to need to get this to do is build a call to get the channel ID. So add an additional call to YouTube's API to get my channel details and print them. I don't think it picked up the line. If I write that, select that, hit your up key in the prompt, and it will go to the last thing you type. That works on Copilot as well. One thing that really confused me, this is part of the reason I write prompts in a document, is if you're writing a big prompt in that small text window, and say you want to go up and you use your arrow key to go up, if you go to the top line and press up again, it wipes it. And it really threw me, because a couple of times it happened and I thought I'd lost the whole prompt I'd spent 10 minutes writing. What actually happens is when you're pressing the up arrow key and down arrow key in that prompt window, it cycles through all the previous prompts you've written. So if you go to the end and press the down arrow key, it will get you back to the one you're still editing. So that's the way to not lose the prompt you've just written. Kind of good to know. I can probably show you this, right? So if I click in there and go arrow up, yeah. So you can see all the prompts. And now if I go arrow down, then it gets me back to kind of the latest. That's all a nightmare. Do yourself a favor, create a PRD document, write your prompts in there. It's also useful to have your own record of what you've asked for and not rely on, this history feature, which is specific to the install of the Claude Code extension in VS Code. I don't know whether that shows up on my Claude account. I know they have good stuff where you can download every interaction you've had with Claude. Certainly better than OpenAI do, but I don't want to do that. I'll keep my own record separate, and then I don't need to worry about what Claude does or doesn't keep. There you go. It's already done that. I don't know why it's still thinking. It looks good to me. So I'm going to restart and we'll see what this comes back with. We'll see where the hell this short's gone. Give this a refresh. What have we got? Need to go to YouTube. Channel. Chris Webb, subscribe 0, videos 0, views 0. Okay, I know it's happened. It's listing my account. So when you sign up for YouTube, you sign up as a user and then you create a channel. And your channel is actually a separate account from you as a user. So this is getting me as a channel, me as a person, not me as my channel. Let's just shut Claude down because it's in a twist. There's another parameter I think I need. So let's go YouTube Data API, and I'll show you what this is. So this is channels list. It's going to be the same for both. Go to references, channels, list, and I equals true. Managed by. It's some combination of all this. So again, I will pause, try and figure this out, and then I'll let you know. Okay, this has got a bit painful. This works. So if I take this mine true off and go for handle and throw in my channel name, it brings back my channel. So you can see Chris Webb, 14,000 subscribers, 6 videos, 169 views. The math that doesn't make sense. Go watch the first video. It explains they are not fake subscribers. And I can do that there for the list, but that won't work for the upload. So the upload is just going to upload to the account. Obviously, that's what happened. So it's uploading to my personal account rather than my brand account. What I just did while the video was paused was I got Claude to put in a log out button. Click that, tried to reauth, because I remember when you get that login years ago, you could choose which way you went in, whether you were going in as you the person or your account, and I'm not getting that through the login flow. So I need to research this a bit. It's going to take a little bit longer. So I'm going to finish this video here, figure this stuff out. I'll do a tiny little follow-up, and then I think we are there. Like, this is a minor issue. It's doing the right stuff. Like, it's pulling the dates back. You can see there, it's got a cool little calendar. It's definitely uploading. So you saw that. It's definitely uploaded one of these shorts to one of my accounts randomly somewhere. So all that needs to be fixed here is just resolving this, get it uploading to the right account part, and it's completely working. So we have end-to-end editing to publishing. So drop the video in OneDrive, this will pick it up, it'll finish, get to this point when it's ready, and I can just come in the shorts and go, yep, flick that one up, flick that one up, skip that one, flick that one up. Same for the main video. That's my work as a video editor. I was thinking about doing Discord notifications, but I'm not going to need them. So, yeah, this is it. As I say, I'll figure this out. I'll do a quick follow-up, and we are done.